state of Utah. This game has had its share of fights, it's had its share of feuds. At times it has been a figurative and near literal war. But for most, something about it still feels holy. Welcome to the home of the Utah Utes, Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the BYU Cougars, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Utah Utes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Out of the end zone. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So BYU's offense will be first on the attack. This series always seems to come right down to the final few plays, and last time they met, it was Utah pulling it out.
Utah made the plays when they needed to win a big rivalry game. Jesse, they executed better than BYU.
That's a good way to put it, David, because Utah is a program that every year they focus.
Oh, he's got some space. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
I'd love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Handoff from the gun. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. This is why Rice-Eccles is one of the toughest places to play in all the country. Try to get your third down conversion in the midst of this. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Witherspoon. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. BYU with the 1st and 10. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? This clash dates all the way back to the late 1800s and is carried on through days of independence, changes in conference affiliation, but the constant is disdain and contempt for the other side.
You're right, Reese. It's pretty wild because the rivalry dates back to the same year the state of Utah was founded in 1896. That's how long these two teams have been going. This thing is historic, and every year, David, it's an incredible football game.
And I love what Reese said, too, though. They've changed conferences. They've been independent. Whatever it takes, they want to play each other because they want the bragging rights in the state of Utah because it means a heck of a lot.
Here comes 2nd down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. Quick completion on the out. He steps out of bounds after a huge play, but hang on just a second. Defense might get bailed out here by a flag. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Now on 2nd down. He wants to change this route. To the air on 2nd down. Got his man. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
This crowd knows when to bring it. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Aurora. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. They'll try to power it in. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. BYU right back to the line. They go right back to this guy on 2nd and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TD.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. So the Utah Utes offense will take the field for the first time. And the story is going to be in this one. Will this quarterback be able to operate before that big fella on the defensive front gets right in his grill, Jesse?
And listen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he better play with a clock in his head in this one. He's not going to have a lot of time. There were a lot of quarterbacks around the SEC that probably felt this way back when they played the Georgia Bulldogs and David Pollock, right?
Yeah, especially those real teams with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But, like, here's what's fun. You can't throw the ball off your back. And that's what this guy's going to try to do. Get to the quarterback effectively. The bottom line is every quarterback becomes really human when you hit him. Can he hit him and make him human?
They'll try the run. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They moved the chains. They mark it at the 29. We've reached the break. BYU is on top. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. So after the break, they'll go back to work. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Defense wants to bring the heat. From the gun, the running back has it. Oh, he was in the backfield immediately, a 3-yard loss. Now facing a 3rd and long.
And I think that might be an example of the running back maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Everybody wants to try to bounce the ball outside and hit the home run, but in college football at this level, you just need to do a better job taking what the defense gives you.
They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. And the Utes have this offense rolling. They'll give it to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Starting in 1971, the Beehive Boot was established to determine the best team from the state of Utah. The boot itself, estimated to be well over 100 years old.
Man, this is one of the most physical college football games.
That's a fumble. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover. Looks as if we have an injury. Last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Leaves him with the running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They'll keep it on the ground. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. The mighty Utah student section alive change this route. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Witherspoon. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be fourth down. They're in field goal range here on fourth down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. Needs it to keep this drive alive. He's not going to get there. Stop short on fourth down. Snags a quick pass on the left. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. They dial up on second and a long way to go. Motion from the wideout. Off play action. Quickly complete. He's close to the first down, and they're going to mark him just a little short. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick strike complete. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Just keep slinging it. He lobs one high down the left side. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
I think sometimes as a quarterback, when your offense is struggling, you don't have any points up on the board yet here at the end of the first half. You're just trying to take a shot to see if your guy can make a play. And that time, he thought he had the matchup he wanted, but he has just not been...
Fires and picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Pulls it and fires to the left. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business.
Man, this guy is so dynamic, and that's why you want to try to get him the ball as many ways as you can. That time, it's a screen throw. He had some nice blocks downfield, but with his speed and elusive running ability, this dude is dangerous.
Offense threatening, 1st and 10 from the 31. Finds his tight end. Turning it on.
So difficult because my eyes tell me he's a defensive guy. He's handing it off. The offensive line's blocking run. I got to go get it. Quarterback pulls it, throws it to the right. It's kind of like that hidden hat game. Where's the ball? I'm always trying to find that guy.
To the ground with the back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. BYU lines up quickly. To the air on first down. Finishes the run with the slide.
All right, defensive ends, you've got to do a better job not getting too far up the field on these pass rush situations. You've got to be able to retrace. You can get to the level of the quarterback, but then you've got to slow yourself down under control. It's making it way too easy on this QB to know, hey, when these guys get upfield too much and there's a lane, I'm taking off. It's just too easy for me with my speed.
The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 2nd and goal, he carries again. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
That's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas. Try to make this a two-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
The returner will field it and bring it back. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Under a minute to play here in the first half, and the offense will take a knee, and that is how we'll wrap up the first half. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the offense is content with where it is. They'll take a knee. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Gentlemen, the Beehive boot is on the line, and already BYU and Utah have given us some stirring moments. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. With that, let's send it back to our guys in the booth to see how the battle between Utah and BYU plays out.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Cougars will boot.
FW Notre Dame if they don't play by advanced time.
To start the second half. And he's coming out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions. The coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive, just like they do at the start of the game. They've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a score.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here would be huge.
They'll try to hit the sideline on the jet sweep. Got the first down. Looking for more. They bring him down, and the big play will move the sticks. The Utes, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. The running back has it. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
And just when you think you've seen every move, he's got another one, and he's out to the 40. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. And they can't make the connection.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly. And that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half.
Touchdown Cougars, stealing a score on special teams. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. So much for putting your heels on the 10 and not going backwards. He didn't want to just let that go. He grabbed it and took it to the house.
And when you got that kind of ability, I will give you the green light. Absolutely. You just catch it and you just go. He does the rest. 10-yard line, 5-yard line, 1-yard line. When you do that, it's all great.
Looking for those open spaces and opportunities. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quick.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
They gave themselves room to operate with that first play. Now first down from the 37. Wants to go up top on first down.
Oh my God,
and they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Looking to throw on first down. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. And the Utes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. Very little running room, if any, and he just hasn't had anywhere to go in this one. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Looking to fire. Got a man. It's Hendricks. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long.
42 Spider.
From the gun, wants to pass. Throwing right. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down. Sixth play of the drive coming up. Wants to throw on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it.
Going for it all. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up. Trying to pick up a first down. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. He's going to have to get into this one a little bit from 47 yards away. That's the end of the quarter, and BYU is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
I think that play right there has been a big theme in this game. When it matters the most, on big-time down and distances, this defense has been able to step up and make...
Breaks into the open. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll give it to him again. Past the 45. Hits the accelerator to the right. Touchdown, BYU! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. They build this fourth quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0. Shades of the Lavelle Edwards era as BYU is flexing its muscle and building a lead.
Jim McMahon is smiling somewhere. BYU and the explosive plays offensively, that's why they're lighting up this scoreboard, Dave.
Yeah, and the Cougars always dominate the line of scrimmage. You can always count on that. But listen, in this matchup with Utah, you usually don't see Utah get dominated up front. BYU bringing that physicality.
The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Not much to show for it. This defense has kept them bottled up all day. It'll be third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Release to the back. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Looking deep down the right side. And it's incomplete. The long pass on fourth down is to no avail. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Smart move to keep it on the ground. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. How bold will they be on third down after that last run? A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
Brings up fourth down.
Might be changing the route. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Finds him out of the backfield. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Snap it to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Working that left side now. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. They believe they can run right here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wide open on the move. He has it on the jet sweep. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's later in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously, they need to.
Snags it on the right. They finally get to him. A what a play there to pick up the first down. The Utes come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. The defense will take a timeout. 25 seconds left to play. And the Utes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. A deep throw as the clock winds down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Looking for more room.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side. They've been making plays on the back.
There he goes. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26. Timeout called by the offense. A mere 10 seconds to go in the game. The Cougars just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. He might want another play. Looking downfield on first down. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays, and they've had a great day so far.
Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go.
Timeout, BYU.
And here we go. Final play of the game right here. They want to throw it. Let's it go to the end zone. And give him Another 6. Grabs it for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Coming out with the victory in the Holy War, it is the Cougars of BYU. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.